This video is going to cover Unit 24, Section 4. The median of a trapezoid. So up here, we have a trapezoid where the base, one base is 8 and the other base is 12. Now, if we draw a line parallel to the two bases and equal distance from each base, so that would be this represented by this line right here, then that line is a median. Okay? And a median, the distance of a median is the two bases added together divided by 2. So 8 plus 12 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So the distance of the length of this median right here is 10. Okay? So one of the applications of this is on page 607, midway down. And what you have here is kind of like a leaning roof right here coming off a building. So we've got a main building right there and like a lean-to coming off from it. One of the distances here, so here's our base. This is one base, this is another base. And the height of this one is 10.5 feet, and this one is 7.5 feet. Now, this beam right here is halfway between this one and this one, so it's parallel and equal distance from the base. So this is a median. So in order to find the height of this beam right here, we add the two bases up and divide by 2. So 10.5 plus 7.5 is 17, 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So the height of this is 9 feet. Okay? So let's look at another way to approach this formula down here. So what we have here is we have a plot of land. Okay? And the corners of the land are plotted out as C, D, I didn't write that down, B, and A. Now, they find the distance from down this side of the property is 230 feet, and then down this side of the property is 308 feet. And then they find the distance from this point to this point as 326. Now, up here, what we have is some trees and some heavily wooded area where we can't necessarily accurately measure the distance from C to D. Okay? So what they did was they cut the 230 in half to come up with 115. So this side is 115. And they cut the 308 in half to come up with 154. So this side here is 154. So any line drawn between these two, because these are both cut in half, is going to be a median. And then they measure that median to be, where is that? 258 feet. So our goal is to find this distance between C and D. All right? So we know that the equation for this would be base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 is equal to the median. Okay, so let's plug some numbers in here. We know, we'll call this one base 1. So we know that that is 326 plus base 2 we don't know, which is the same as CD. So I'll write base 2 right there. Base 2 divided by 2 is equal to the median. Well, we already know that the median is 258. So our goal is to find base 2. So we need to solve this for this variable right here. So the first thing we need to do is multiply both sides by 2 to get that out of the denominator. So we have 258 times 2 is 516. So we have 326 plus base 2 is equal to 516. Then we subtract 326 from both sides. So we get 0 there, and minus 326, so 190. So base 2 is equal to 190 feet. So 190. So that is another way to use that equation. While given the median in one of the bases, we can find the other base. Ta-da! So now let's take a look at, I just erased that. I'm running out of eraser for that. Sharpie eraser. Let's take a look at page 608, number 7. 608, number 7. And we need a ruler. So the name of this ruler right here is Whitmer. All right. So let's draw out this trapezoid. Look at that. You never know that I was in drafting. Yes, I probably should have had this ready. I probably should have all of my drawings ready. I've done that. When you see me start with a whole bunch of stuff drawn on the page already, like kind of this time, that's because I started it before and something caused me to start it over again. All right, so here's the thing. All of these distances in here are 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet. The height over here on this side is 1 foot 9 inches. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, this over here is 3 feet 5 inches. So I'm going to convert all of those distances into inches, the heights. That just makes it easier. So 1 foot 9 inches is going to be 12 plus 9. This is 17 inches. So all of these are going to be in inches. So 3 feet is 36 inches plus 5 is 41 inches. So this is 41 inches high right there. And now what we have here is we have to go one at a time. So this one right here, which is, so this one here is height A, this is B, and this is C. So B we're going to find first. So B is 17 plus 41 divided by 2, which is 58. 58 divided by 2. Oh man, my head hurts. 58 divided by 2 is 29. So 29. So B equals 29 inches. So I will write that right there. Okay, now let's look at this right here as another trapezoid. That one right there. Ignore the other part of that. So we're just looking at this part right here. So this is base, this is one base, and this is the other base. So to find this one, we do it again. This time we say 29 plus 41 divided by 2. So 60, 70, 35. So this is 35 inches. So now the other side here, we do the same thing. We look at this as one trapezoid right here, with one base being 29 and the other being 17. Okay, so we would have 17 plus 29 divided by 2, so 30, 40, 45 divided by 2 is, let me make sure, I don't want to mess this up. Oh, 46. See, I would have messed that up. I don't know why, but I had a hunch that I was going to screw that up. So that is 23. It kind of looked like it was going to be wrong if it was some kind of a fraction or some kind of decimal. So this one is 23. So that's how you break it down if you're given many. So how do I know that these are medians? Let's see. Sheet, rock. Frame ABC. Nope, that's the other one. Well, they don't specifically tell me that this line is parallel to that, and it doesn't really tell me that. I guess I'm just going to make the, nope, I didn't even see that top. So every one of these, the distances from here to here, all of these are 2 feet 4 inches, all of them. So that is why I know that this is parallel to that. I didn't even notice these up here. Wow, I should have a little bit better eye for that stuff. 2 feet 4 inches. I was just making an assumption, which, well, whenever you do that, you make a, 2 feet 4 inches. So that tells me that this line and this line are parallel, and all of these are parallel with each other. That's how I know they're medians. Same distance and parallel.